In this video, we're going to demonstrate how to properly tune your Tippmann A5 with the response trigger. For safety purposes, we have our barrel bag attached to the marker, and we also have a 20-ounce CO2 just for our testing purposes. We're first going to go ahead and just give the gun a couple shots just to see what the RT is actually acting like once we installed it. Go ahead and cock your marker back. And as you can see, the RT is really not kicking in, so we'll have to make some minor adjustments. Now what I'm going to do is we're going to try to get a closer shot here of our flow control, and this is where all your adjustments are made for the response trigger. What you're going to want to do is use your flathead screwdriver that came with the response trigger kit, and you're going to want to turn that flow control adapter all the way in clockwise until it comes to a stop. And as you can see, it's stopped right there. And then from there, it's going to be kind of harder to see with that strap in the way, but kind of do our best here. We'll just go ahead and pull that trigger. And as you can see with that first trigger pull, that piston, it's pushed out and it's really hard to pull. So you can kind of see that piston, it's pushing so much pressure on this trigger that I can't even fire the next shot. And that's actually what you want out of your response trigger kit. You want to get a good seal with the hoses and fittings and the response trigger piston. That's going to indicate that the response trigger, it's going to do its job. You know, it's sealing up properly, so it's going to hold a good seal, and you're going to be able to get a good continuous rate of fire. So from there, I'm going to try to do this with my left hand and adjust it with the right. We're going to just kind of slowly hold pressure on that trigger, and it's just going to be a constant pressure on the trigger. And as you're doing that, you're just going to go ahead and turn your flow control counterclockwise. And you can see my finger's starting to move and that trigger's starting to move. And then you'll get your first shot, and you can see that the pressure of my finger is continuing, but it's not right where it needs to be. You know, I mean, you want it, you know, sped up. You want to get a good rate of fire out of it. So you're going to continue to slowly make that adjustment, and then you can hear that the rate of fire is starting to speed up. And I'm really only doing this about a quarter turn at a time. It's real fine adjustments. Now, you know, if you go too far with that flow control, what will happen is you'll get the same thing as if you had that flow control turned all the way in. You'll have a real slow rate of fire, or you might only just have single shot, you know. So you're just kind of finding that, you know, real fine line there with the flow control adjustment, and then from there you should be able to get a really good rate of fire. And that's how to adjust the response trigger on your Tippmann A5.